Thank you. So my name is Kat Witt, and I am actually going to be doing Coffee with Kat starting January 6th at 9 a.m. at my house. And that kind of led me into wanting to give my testimony because the Coffee with Kat is the discerning the voice of God. So you will need to purchase a book. I have the videos and all of the teaching material, so all you need is your book and come in and be open to listening to God's voice. So last March, we had Steve Hemphill come in and speak on spiritual warfare. Talk about an eye-opener. Then we had Pastor Pete come in and talk about the Israel trip. I was hooked. I wanted to go to that, told my husband Corey. He said we could talk about it. So I went to the meeting, prayed, sat on it for a while, and did nothing. Casey, as we all know and love, says delayed obedience is still disobedience. So, boom, that hit me like really hard. Like I started seeing that everywhere. It's actually even in this. It says it in this. So that really tells you something. Then one day at Cowgirl Sisters, this is why it's so important to have fellow believers around you. Amanda, who has been with us through some of the ups and downs, was talking about surrendering. There are so many times I've prayed but not surrendered to God. I broke down in the room with another wife. We shared similar stories, and we were able to see that we are not alone. The Cowgirl Sisters loved us and prayed on us. I surrendered that day. I gave control to God and said, I cannot do this anymore by myself. I will be still. I started praying and listening to God. I put the deposit down for Israel. Oh my God. The things that I started to see happen. I started going to deeper on Sunday evenings to learn more about the message. Then it was placed on my heart to plug back into the church. I asked Corey what he thought about me plugging back in, and he said, how about Cow Kids? I said, that's where I was thinking. I was also thinking about a women's Bible study or a barn fellowship, and he said, our house is big enough, so it's not an issue. He is supporting me in my walk, and I know that it is God because it aligns with Corey and what our family wants, and I'm not getting any pushback. I was scared to talk to him about it, but I didn't because I didn't know what he was going to say. But fear is the devil, so don't let it stop you from doing what God is telling you to do. I fail daily in my walk, but I know that having quiet time with him each day helps me do better. Surrendering to God is harder some days than others, but I still do it. Confessing and asking for forgiveness is the key. Let God work and he knows where your heart is. So now I'm helping the 1st and 2nd grade Cow Kids once a month. I'm a greeter on Sunday mornings with Lee and Betty. It's amazing. I am helping on Wednesdays evenings with Grow. So I never thought I'd be a teacher. That was my sister's dream. So not only am I helping teach at church, I help teach at my job. I teach new owners how to run their businesses. I teach my coworkers as much as I can in case I'm not there, if I'm not available. And I've been told a few times I'm a natural teacher. God's funny that way. I'm so on fire for God and want others to see it, but I do not want to be overly salty and scare people away. So Greg talks about being the light that shines, and I wondered if I was ever doing it or if there was change that people could see since I have surrendered. Well, let me tell you, when I ask, God confirms. There have been several people to tell me that they can see and hear the difference of how I was and how I am now. All I have to say is that if you have worries, problems, fears, or whatever it is, surrender it to God. There is no peace that you just don't know about until you have that. I'm not saying you won't have bad days, but you have God to lean on and just talk to. You have fellow believers that will pray for you and help you along the way. There's nothing else like it. Thank you.